What's up? Welcome. I'm Grizz. Episode 5, Link Click Season 2. Tons of different theories and things going on in the head, and I really don't know the route they're going to head. I'm very excited. Thanks to everybody who kind of always leaves their comments and their thoughts and theories and guesses on things that are going to kind of happen. I really love kind of going through them and seeing if anybody else is on the same wavelength as me, or if everybody's completely different and maybe I overlook things, or even if I don't, we just have different perspectives on stuff, and it's really fun. So I really appreciate all that. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or this series. Let's go on to episode 5. Who is this guy is the question now. Is this how she dies though, or are we being baited? I really feel like we're getting baited, but there's so many moving pieces. Like, so many. And you're entirely different from the other one, aren't you? I only speak to one person around here. See, I said he wasn't going to be the one who killed. I figured that we were going to have a... Or he still might be, but in that moment, it felt like we were getting baited. Alright, cool. Yeah? We're just breaking the machine. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Perfectly calculated. Nope, never mind. Ah. Oh, what the fuck? Never mind. All part of his plan. I see that little smile on your face. Is there no brother yet? Do we make a brother between these two? Is this what happens? Or am I getting way too ahead of myself? Oh, never mind. I was way too ahead of myself. So there are siblings. Now, is one of them just an older brother? Are they twins? What exactly is our... We're related for sure, but... Bro's already twisted. I mean, respectable of what he's doing, but... He's taking it upon himself to protect everybody within his family in a way. Yeah. Spoken like somebody who's had personal experience and had to overcome some stuff. Yeah. I thought we weren't allowed to speak. Oh. That's actually fucking dope. But it's really funny. I'm assuming friend we meet here is actually like fucked up and does some things. Taking that charge, what a guy. Right into the water. No fucks given. Blue hair. I'm waiting for the yellow eyes. They're not gonna show us. And now we're gonna get tested. Oh no. Huh? That's what he just said. What? Luke Wong's taking on the older brother role here too. Cute. Oh, I have to. So this is the nice big brother we need back.
支起来像个屋顶一样，就是家。整个手势连起来，就是我想回家。
陆光，
知道了吗？
陆光，你还在吗？你刚才去哪儿了？
我一直在啊。
奇怪，
I'm just
信号
observing.
不好，掉线的情况。
喂，
Poor signal. Is it due to his health? Oh, Dad.
终于赶在年底把那批货忙完了。
Uh-oh.
天辰，
Uh-oh.
出来吃饭了。
Slow response from the brother. Protective.
是小西自己抓的，抓娃娃感觉还挺难的呢。
啊，
Don't.
是
Oh.
我帮他做的
Yeah.，
再放会儿就要凉了。小西，快去做。天辰啊，快点出来吃饭了。
The mom is on edge right now.
怎么可能啊？都才几岁的。
The unnerving feeling that you get just witnessing everything that's happening here. Like nothing bad has happened, but yeah, we got a gamer.
就这给他来挑衅网购会，也太小看我这会长的枪法了吧！
话说，照片背后的不能没了好哥哥，到底是什么意思啊？他哥不还好好的吗？
Well, some stuff seems to be going that. Oh, we haven't gotten to, and Lu Guang won't tell us because he refuses to.
买了新相机啊，
啊，没有啊。
上摆的相机是谁的呀？我不记得家里有这个。我都看到了你刚才故意藏起来的小动作。
小西，快去做。
We did take. Okay. We took the picture earlier. We're not supposed to have this, or we're purposely hiding it. Where are we getting these things from?
实在忍不了。
这是什么情况？
This is why the mom was so on edge prior.
你买给小西的。
放屁！你还在骗我！
My man suspecting. Yeah.
你还要不要？
没事，拿着拿着拿着。
那谢谢了啊。哎，有件
Should
事
let you know,
不
yeah.
知道应不应该搞。
Return a favor in some sort of way.
又来过了，我看他好像还带了礼物。
这个
Teacher.
破相机背着我跟他偷偷摸摸见了多少次了？我是不是警告过你不要去勾勾搭搭？你怎么就是？
And then the brother probably does something here.
没有啊，赵老师是关心小西，希望他能去特殊学校，所以才过来看望我。
家里哪来的钱供他？女孩子在家有什么不好？相夫教子，遵守妇道就够了。别像他妈一样，长了一张花言巧语、勾三搭四的嘴。还有这个啊，
I bet this was from him too, yeah.
还骗我说抓娃娃抓的，啊！
Wow.
耶！
Take things directly from your kids too. So fucked. So uncomfortable.
我妹妹带你，我们过去了。
Yeah, you don't want to see what comes next. But he doesn't want this to happen.
程小师，
You gotta do it.
进去啊！
Please don't show us. Like, please.
都是你逼我的。辛辛苦苦为了这个家。
This is what snaps the brother completely. Ah.
我的这条，告诉他们，让他们知道
好诶
谁是满族的正义。
Wow. But what does he do?
水池里把足球捡起来了，虽然裤子湿透了，但他那不顾一切的样子真的太帅了。
You gotta be the hero in the situation, don't you know?
电语气都没，
Show that you have.
还怎么
Yeah.
做我的朋友？
你去哪儿啊？
Go get help. The guy next door.
干死他们呀！啊！
He doesn't even hear.
不是嚣张吗？
He's gonna think no one's there.
谁啊？
Dude.
是吧？今天谁都别活了，要死一起死！
有什么就冲我来，孩子是我的。
Wow.
怎么样？
有她的丈夫李凡，
她丈夫也死了。
He heard the door and he came.
我。
Who's me?
他们
家里有老鼠，我们正在地上找呢，找到了就敲死它。你不想被误伤的话，别多管闲事儿。
Wow. He takes action into his hands
说最讨厌这种人了。
because they're cowards and they're not. Gotcha.
为什么旁边这个孬种今天也想要来逞英雄？是不是你这个贱人？离婚？那不就让你得逞了吗？啊？那我李凡就要被人笑话一辈子啊！
He came back. I'd guess he would have came back here. Yep.
你好，我是程小石，
She's well
请
aware.
问怎么称呼你？
我叫李天熙。
I fucking hate episodes like that. We had one of those in Vinland Saga recently, and that was not fucking fun to watch either. And once again, the same thing. I could do with the sounds and everything, but the fact that they showed us very little, which I appreciated, but I definitely think that we could have gone without actually showing us this happening and then just showing the kids in the room and then possibly the results afterwards. I think we could have gone more that route if we really wanted to. But I mean, I guess I don't mind them being open about it and not restrictive in a way and allowing you to get the full experience. But it's just those things are so tough to watch because I don't know. Nobody wants to watch that, right? Like, so seeing it happen really fucking sucks and it really causes pain within, you know. I don't want to see that. And basically the last like 10 minutes, all enjoyment went out the fucking window. It was like, I'm tortured. The moment I realized too, the moment she said something to her husband, like the moment he came home and they were sitting down for dinner and she like walked towards him a little bit, she said something you could tell by the voice actress that she had a little bit, her voice was a little shaky when she said it. And the way that they just kind of did the character. And I think I even pointed that out, said something along the lines of she's on edge right now or something like that. Like she was concerned with her husband being around, which immediately to me pointed towards abusive, which we end up seeing. Now, we don't know if this is a regular occurrence or if this is like a one-time thing. And I'm assuming this is probably the first time, but she was just on edge because she was possibly doing something that she shouldn't have been doing with this other guy, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if they introduced this other character that he was talking about, because it wasn't the doctor, I don't believe, and it's not the guy next door. So I don't know, unless that was just something they just brought up and I'm completely missing who they're mentioning, or if it's somebody that we're supposed to know or whatever the situation is, I don't know. Regardless, it seems like that probably was the case and she's very on edge around him. And even if that wasn't the case, that she wasn't actively cheating on him or meeting up with this guy or whatever, still just the fact that she was probably aware or suspecting of things and she's probably on edge because of that. So maybe it's more of he was physically violent in other situations. So even if she is completely innocent of everything in this, he was before, and that's what really put her on edge. But I guess if she actually was, then her being concerned and nervous like that definitely makes a lot of sense. Also, her going out of her way and hiding the camera and everything, really bad signs, you know, expecting that he wouldn't just notice just then and there in that moment. So big thing to really mention though, we get a lot to develop the brother-sister dynamic. We get a lot to kind of leave us off and questioning. I still don't have any answers. I got some guesses, but I don't got any answers on anything. The name we're given at the end, I was trying to be like, who the fuck's name is that? Because I did not remember that as the brother's name. And that definitely wasn't the sister's name. So I guess it could go two ways. It could be I was wrong and there isn't two people and they're literally just the same person. Like now, like one of them is no longer with us or something. And this person is kind of taken on the persona of two. And now they are like they're combining names and stuff like that. But I don't think that's the case. I think there is two. And I think the girl, the sister, was just given a nickname. And we were going down that route the entire time. And so we don't know her full name. So this is like a big reveal for her to be like, who the fuck is that, when it's realistically her. And that's why they purposely pull down the hood and everything so that you can see the hair and the resemblance and understand exactly who it is that we're dealing with. Now, that leaves me even more questions because, as I've been strongly saying since last episode, there's been two separate people, because we see one of them at the police station and one of them, the one who handed us our picture and like we saw in the other thing, appear to be wearing different jackets at least. So I was like, oh, they're different in these situations. But if the girl, the sister here, is at the police station, that would mean that the brother would have been the one handing Lu Guang the thing, but that wasn't the case, because why would the brother hand the picture of the thing saying to save the brother, unless the brother found the photo and he was like, oh shit, the sister wants to be saved, or I don't know. So now I'm thinking that entire theory is completely off, and that might not be the case either. And then I really got no fucking clue where we're headed. She can also talk. We get confirmation of that. So I believe it would be more of a, she got over whatever. She was able to, I don't know how that, like, I'm gonna, whatever I'm gonna say here is gonna sound wrong or insensitive, or I'm just gonna sound ignorant because I don't actually know like enough about people who are mute or verbally, I don't know the terminology, but basically can't speak, right? I don't know if that's something that you can kind of overcome. And some people can and some people can't, if that's like a thing. If there's a thing where she literally wasn't mute and she just was like staying the way that, like, and she just never spoke to anybody. But I wouldn't believe that would be the case, because usually you at least, you know, do it with like a person or two, maybe not like everybody, and you're very closed off. But that's usually not the case, where like you have to learn sign language and go about things like this your entire life. So to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense there. So I don't know where I guess that could have came from. I guess there could be a possibility that the brother or somebody is possessing the sister in this situation, because we're still going to operate under the idea that they both have powers, or at least the brother does in this situation. So if that's the case, what is the opportunity, or what is the chance that he's possessing her and her body here, and he's using that to specifically speak? I guess he could use that as a way of like leading into the idea that this is where he first met CX, and this is where they're going to kind of, where their friendship in a way, or the way that he's been kind of acting towards him, like kind of all began, and he's going to use this as an opportunity to kind of be like, oh, I noticed you back then, you overtook her and you were, you know, a part of her, and all of this is like actual shit that he has questions on now, and he wants to ask him why he acted the way he did, why he was in his sister's body, why he did all these things, why I guess he probably didn't do anything in that timeline to save them or stop them or something. But I guess he did. He tried taking charge and going to the brother and doing whatever, but also that all could be Lu Guang's orders, and they just didn't show us. We don't know for certain what exactly he took into his own hands and went out of his way to do. But I assume he's very aware that he overtook the sister, and he's going to question regarding stuff like that. Now, if this is literally just the sister, and that's the case, maybe she just has an idea or understanding that somebody overtook the body, overtook her. So now she has questions regarding that too. But for whatever reason, there's a connection that links the siblings here to him, and that's the reason why he's the only one that they want to talk to, which I can get. So I think that's why we have to operate under a assumption of something along those lines, where they're well aware of in that timeline at that time that he was the one doing it. But how exactly they found out who he was and that he was the one, I don't know. But I guess that they could piece that to all the other things that we've seen in the first season and have kind of progressed through then until they were able to find his name and stuff along those lines. Within the whole domestic and everything that kind of went down, a few notable things, at least I realized. We had that one moment where it seemed as though we like lost a connection, and I think I said Lu Guang is like, it's because he's like sick or not healthy or whatever still, so he's struggling to kind of picture everything or stay like stable in this connection that we have, which I think definitely can be the case, but I also wouldn't be against the idea or creating the theory, I guess, of that these siblings have something where their powers themselves or something along those lines kind of overrid them for a second, which caused us to like lose connection or cut short, or something happened where we're kind of like reading into the other person and we're able to cause a disruption in this connection that the two had. I wonder if that could also be something, or maybe they have a similar power where they have to work together. So when a physical contact in a way between the two kind of was created, it caused the other one to get shorted. I do wonder that. I think that's something else to kind of keep our eye on. Let me skip through the episode and just see if there's some stuff I need to get to. So this guy definitely wasn't bad. I said last time I didn't think he was going to be. I thought that was going to be a big bait, which is understandable. We get a fun, cute moment with the claw machine specifically, and he kind of helps us out and does everything that we need. The brother gets introduced for the first time here. He has a problem because he doesn't like guys like this. He views somebody like this as a coward. We end up getting a backstory from him later on where he ends up meeting this other kid who's like a hero to him in a way. He's this person. So the brother seems to have this strong sense of justice. He seems to, or at least his vision of what a hero is, or I think they used another word that I can't remember. But he has this vision in a way of like how a man or how a person should act and not be this coward and not be kind of afraid like he views this guy, which is specifically why he's trying to keep his sister and his mom and everything away from somebody like this. And he's acting of the way that he kind of does. He wants somebody to be protective and can kind of be like he's trying to be towards his sister, somebody that he can kind of look up to. We specifically get this flashback. The guy has blue hair. Do we know somebody with blue hair? I can't pinpoint if we do. I thought this was the lawyer guy. I literally can't remember his name. I thought it was like him at first, but I think he has like green hair, so it's definitely not him. That's why I thought that we were going to pan up and he was going to have the yellow eyes and it was going to be him. But also the timelines might not match because these kids might not be, I don't think they're actually that old. That they would be like of age of him or something, so I don't actually know. But they specifically didn't show us his face, which makes me think that we might actually know him, but maybe we don't at the same time. But I can't remember anybody with his blue hair. We teach them how to kind of do this stuff with the sign language and stuff like that. This is where, okay, yeah, so this is where he loses connection with Lu Guang, and he doesn't know where he is, and it all comes directly after a physical connection, which is why I think I said that before. That a physical connection between the two caused their powers or caused something along those lines of them to be connected, which caused the shortage of connection with our main two, which I think would make a lot of sense. And then he lets go, and then all of a sudden Lu Guang's able to just kind of come back in, where I thought that he was being silent and stuff before. I also wonder like how much Lu Guang knows. I know he's struggling and everything else is kind of going down, but I wonder what exactly he knows, because usually he can read out the whole situation, but the way he operates, for whatever reason, he doesn't inform us of what to do next or what's going to ultimately happen in these things to allow us to be prepared for it. He just lets it happen, where I understand in the flow of the show that would make a lot more sense, but there's specific reasons, I guess, why he does what he does, and maybe it's so that we don't go off and do something that we probably shouldn't, but I have absolutely no idea. This is where we get, you know, the suspicion of the camera and everything that kind of goes down, and the dad snaps here and shit gets bad. And I think it's really fucked how he specifically like tells the kids to go back to their room, like as if this is like a normal occurrence in a way, or as if it's okay what he's doing, but he just doesn't want them to see it or something. Like that's so incredibly fucked up to me. But it's also just like two kids who helplessly don't know what to do, and they want to protect. And in the brother, this is where his sense of justice and being a hero and stuff in the situation kind of comes in, where he's like, I can't just sit here and do absolutely nothing. I have to go out of my way and I have to do something. This guy that I just met, this dude wouldn't want to be friends with me if I'm the type of person who's just going to sit here and do nothing in this situation, when I can be somebody who helps or has the ability to put myself in that position, which is a really tough spot to kind of do. And that's why people who have like these hero complexes, or these complexes of just justice and being that person, is kind of unfortunate sometimes, because he's going to put himself in harm's way here by going out of his way and doing this. Well, it is the correct thing, I would say, to do in this situation and put a stop to it, and do whatever that they can. It's just really shitty because sometimes you can interject to things that you probably shouldn't, and can cause a lot of harm, which possibly could be something that occurs in this situation, which we ultimately see will change him for bad. Probably. This is when he takes out the fucking hammer and he starts threatening to do shit and kill people. We basically get a whole bunch of word here, though, from everybody that the mom and the dad both died, and it was a murder. So realistically, it doesn't state that like the dad didn't kill the mom or something, but the fact that the dad is dead, it makes you question what exactly that situation is. I would argue the dad probably kills the mom, and then the brother is probably the one who is able to get a hold of something and kill the dad in that situation. I would argue that's the case. And then that's where the brother kind of lost and went twisted and stuff like that, because he believes the things he did was right, which I don't disagree with. But at the same time, he probably like lost himself and along the way, or he was in trouble for whatever legally, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know the laws and how this shit works over there. So I can't say like, you know, the way that they would trial him as a child and stuff. But I do wonder if that was the case. Maybe that's where we lose the brother. What exactly? I guess there's also the opportunity that the guy next door actually does come barging through the door because he realized what happens and he puts a stop to it, and he's the one who ends up killing the dad. And then in this moment, the brother loses himself because he realizes he's not this person that he wants to, or acts like he wants to be, or thinks that he can be, and he's not capable of that type of stuff, which I guess fully could be a situation that ends up happening. At this moment too, we see Lu Guang like losing his mind, and then we see like something flash, like as if we flashed out of this flashback or this past. And I wonder if that's the case, that we specifically flashed out of it. What exactly happened in this moment that they haven't actually told us, that they're going to wait next week for. And there's a lot that I'm kind of wondering. I would assume he just realized it was too much for him in that moment, and he let it happen, like whatever he realized was about to happen, and he got out of there. But he very well could have taken matters into his own hand, which caused Lu Guang to like lose his shit, and then that's when like things gone bad, and then we kind of change things for worse, or ways that we shouldn't. Or maybe now the siblings here, the girl specifically, is aware of what happened and is going to press us for our lack of doing things in this situation, or she's going to press us for the lack of, or maybe the actual taking action and doing something that we probably shouldn't, which could have caused the brother to like do something, or possibly stopping him along the way if he was trying to do something, and being like, why did you stop him, or why did you allow him to change, or cause this mental like things that kind of occurred with him afterwards. I don't know what the case might be there. But then ultimately he ends up showing up at the police station here, and it appears we have a conversation to occur between them. And boy, am I excited. There's a lot that actually got covered this episode. Well, the last 10 minutes was like awful, because it was like, you don't want to watch that ever. Like, you really don't. But there's so much good that came out of this episode, like pushing this narrative forward, which I feel like, while there's been some really cool stuff, episode like 3 and 4, I felt like we're kind of weaker from where I was like hoping that we kind of brought this season. And I feel like this is more of the route that I was excited for, and really getting into the first season. So I'm very excited for what's to come next, and hopefully you enjoyed some of the stuff that I had to say. I would love to read what you think is going to happen and theorize on literally anything. Just give me your thoughts, comments, opinions about this episode. Would love to read them. It's gonna be all from me. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave any comments though about this episode or series. I'll be back for episode 6 next week though. You guys have a good one. Peace.